Hello everybody, welcome in to One Piece chapter 1169, titled, I Must Die, You Have to Kill Me. I don't really know, translations aren't fully out, this is just the scans, but all I know is King Harold wants to die. He's like, please kill me, Jarl. Because obviously Elder Jarl is gonna frickin' show up in this chapter, if you know what I mean, baby, Jarl. Woo! Anyways, the chapter starts with Shanks at Gavan's house in Elbaf, obviously. They are talking about Roger having a son, which Shanks did not know. That's actually kind of crazy to me. I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? Like, right before Roger died, he was like, hey, Garp, don't hurt my son and keep the wife protected because they're coming after me. And Garp was like, I got you, bro. But they just didn't tell Shanks. So now he's like, I basically have a younger brother, which is honestly pretty wholesome. He's dead now, but back then it was wholesome. And this happened 14 years ago, by the way. Then they're discussing how Shanks basically says, well, he's probably going to be the next Pirate King, right? Gaban says, hey, it's not like that, buddy. There's no lineage in this world that's just going to get it all. Unless you're like Luffy, obviously, but main character plot. Anyways, and then he says, those with the highest expectations of themselves fall the greatest, basically. Like, if Ace is to say, I'm going to be the Pirate King because my dad was, they're going to fall the hardest. Which I find really interesting because if you think about it, go back a few chapters when Shanks was talking about to Scopper, and Scopper said, you are the destined one. And Shanks is kind of just like, don't say that. This is probably why. I mean, Gaban basically mentored Shanks. Like, it's so nice to see this, and I'm so happy we're getting all these panels. Next page. Cut to the frickin' room. Cut to the castle, and there is conch hockey everywhere. Just like going crazy, and Gaban and Shanks are kind of like, well, we'll check that out in a bit. Let's continue yapping. Here's the thing. You got King Harold over here like this.
Man, stop me. Oh. Guys, stop me, guards. And then right after that,
he like obliterates half of the guards. They all die. So clearly no one can stop him but our boy Ja Rule. I just recorded 10 minutes of raw footage and it was all bad because my mouth and lips were not synced. Next page. We see Harold getting stabbed by the guards, which is just crazy. He's like, ah! And Loki and Jarl just enter the castle like, what is happening? My dad's being betrayed by our own people. Jarl's just like, what the heck is this, man? What a weird day. And King Harold is just yelling, kill me, Loki, Jarl. Because obviously Jarl is that guy. And King Harold's basically like, I'm regenerating, I'm crazy. Next page is Shanks and Gaban at the castle talking about contract. Shanks is like, me and Harold have the lowest form of contract, the shallow sea contract. Basically meaning that Emu grants them destination and travels around the world really fast. But they can be controlled when they're closer to Emu. Not all the way around the world, but just close to. Shanks then goes, the next one though, a full Knight of God, can be controlled anywhere around the world. They also get regeneration, immense power, not human-like at all, and mind control from Emu, obviously. This makes me really curious on what the deep sea one is, because there's one higher than this, so I'm assuming it's like the transformation and that type of stuff, but we'll just have to see, obviously. But I love the lore that we're getting in Elbaf, especially with Emu. It's like, and obviously in anime style, Shanks and Gaban are both like, I hope Harold didn't take the contract. I hope this didn't happen. Right after that, they look down and they see crazy hockey lightning coming from the castle and everything, and it's like, right at the perfect timing. You couldn't have told Gaban this any better timing. You know, anime, but whatever, manga. It's funny. Next chapter, we see Loki holding the hammer. It's like a giant Usopp hammer. It looks really funny. And he's like, wait, Dad, what are you doing? You can't kill me and Yarul. And we get a pretty epic panel of Yarul holding his sword and shield like, I'm about to fuck you up, Harold. Because he would, obviously. Like, we need a power scale Yarul soon. I mean, think about this. Harold called for Hyriden, Loki, and Jarl. Only those three. So we can assume that they're all relative, and when you equal 3 of them, they become the power of Demon Harold. So yeah, like, Jarl, probably Gear 5 level, honestly. Loki's like, this is weird. You haven't even bled. I saw you just grow some shit back. There's no stab marks anymore. And his dad's just like, no shit, I'm Emu. And Loki's just like, this is a weird day, man. I don't know what's happening. I don't know who this Emu guy is. But I want Harold back. They get Harold kind of pinned to the wall, Jarl and Loki. And then Harold says, Jarl, I have done something unforgettable. I will not be able to stay sane from here, aka the mind control. Jarl is just like, what is this guy yapping about? I mean, I know he's wanted to work with the world government, but I'm losing my sanity? This is very weird. Because obviously, this is very weird. And then Harold says to Jarl and Loki, I want y'all to tell Albaf exactly what I've done. I attacked the guards. I killed a lot of the guards. I wanted to take over Albaf and make them warriors. But I was being misled by Emu. He says, tell them I was deceived, I was tricked, and I have lost my mind. I was the worst king in Albaf, he tells Loki, which is pretty sad to hear, actually. Loki's just crying there like, I do not know what to do. First time I've came out and seen the light in damn centuries, basically, not actually. And the first thing I have to do is kill my dad? And then again, your boy Jarl is just like... So Harold tells Jarl to make Loki eat the legendary devil fruit, which is kind of funny, because Loki is just like, wait a second, that means I won't be able to swim, dude. And I'm thinking, you've been locked up for your damn life. I don't think you're swimming anytime soon. You better eat that damn devil fruit. But the next page is where we get Loki kind of finally clicking in his head like, I have to do this, because Harold says, do you not understand, Loki? This isn't about you, this isn't about me. This is about the future of Albaf. We need to save it, and the only way I can get stopped is if you eat this devil fruit. Which is crazy to think about. A Rocks tier character saying, I need you to defeat me by eating a devil fruit, which means Loki is going to be crazy. Then right before the next page, Harold's like basically yelling, Loki, you're the only one who can do this. And the next page is him looking absolutely epic, destroying guards. Guards are flying everywhere. And then there's like a funny shot of Loki running, like, I gotta get out of here. And this is when our boy Jarl unleashes the Conqueror's hockey coding fist. Freaking hits Harold right here, dude. You see Harold flying away, and Jarl's just standing there with Conqueror's hockey leaking out of him. And Shanks even says, what the heck is that hockey? I'm obviously kidding. But yes, Loki's running around the castle. Harold even looks up and says, there's a criminal running around here, which I think is kind of funny and cool, like showing his disconnect and connecting back into it. So from this point on, it's a chase of Harold catching Loki. Pretty funny that he just told Loki to run. Now he's like, I'm gonna get you. But this is Emu Harold. This isn't Harold. So in the next chapter, we see a guard kind of on the ground like, I gotta get out of here. His head just gets completely crushed. I know the anime is gonna do this bad and not really include anything, but in the manga, this looks insanely brutal. Like, it's crazy. Like, this chapter is a very brutal one. And Jarl and Harold are both yelling, hurry Loki, I gotta get it. And Loki's running with his big ass hammer going, this is crazy, but I'm gonna eat it and get it. And then as Harold's walking saying, I will offer this country to Emu, Jarl finally, this time it's for real, steps up. Boom! We get a cool little interaction, not much. It's mainly Harold throwing a one-liner that is absolutely disrespectful. Harold takes his sword, stabs it right into Jarl's head and says, it's time I give you this legendary sword back, huh? What a way to just... Man, like, the disrespect to Jarl is crazy. First his brother gets eaten by a young big mom, and then it's like, here you go, take your sword back. But anyway, so Jarl is done now. He's on the ground. He's obviously not dead, but on the ground. And again, kind of funny, because even though Loki did not want to eat this devil fruit, this panel is him running, going, I have to eat the devil fruit and take Ragnir. So now he's completely changed his mind. He is ready to do what he needs to do to save Albaf. Which honestly, Loki's a great character so far. The next page is absolutely insane. We get Shanks and Gaban flying basically, and they just slashed right through Harold. Obviously, nothing really happens. Harold falls on the ground. He's like, But then he regenerates, and Shanks and Gaban are just looking at him like, this is messed up, man. We are cooked! Shanks is yelling, Harold, wake up, look around. There's guards dead everywhere. Gaban says, Jarl, are you okay? And all Jarl says is, I'm fine. This helmet saved me. What a G, man. Jarl truly is a top 10 character candidate. He survived a Demon Herald Conqueror's Hockey clash, stabbed right through the head. This guy is a beast. Jarl is definitely in my top 30. Could probably even take on Big Mom. And in the last page, we see Loki opening up the room. We see him go over to the treasure chest. There's a devil fruit and then Mjolnir. Well, Ragnir, that's what this hammer's called. It's not Mjolnir. And then out of nowhere, the hammer just attacks Loki. He gets hit in the face, he's flying away. And it's just crazy. I'm assuming he ate the devil fruit. I can't wait for next chapter. Again, I just can't wait for Jarl to do something even crazier. Who knows? He might get up and just go, hockey goes everywhere. Shanks collapses. Jarl's about to go nuts. Obviously, I'm kidding. We're about to see Shanks, Gabon, and Loki versus Demon Harold. This is going to be absolutely insane. And they're setting up Loki to be one of the most powerful characters. So yeah, I'll see you in the next chapter. And stick around for the shorts, obviously. They're pretty dumb, but whatever. Thanks for watching. Peace.